Hi. In the next section of Stephen's speech, Stephen picks up with the story from the preserving of Jacob and his family through Joseph's position in Egypt. So we're going to read from verse 17 to 29 of Acts chapter 7. But when the time of the promise drew near, which God had sworn to Abraham, the people grew and multiplied in Egypt, till another king arose who did not know Joseph. This man dealt treacherously with our people and oppressed our forefathers, making them expose their babies so that they might not live. At this time Moses was born and was well-pleasing to God, and he was brought up in his father's house for 3 months. But when he was set out, Pharaoh's daughter took him away and brought him up as her own son. And Moses was learned in all the wisdom of the Egyptians, and was mighty in words and deeds. Now when he was 40 years old, it came into his heart to visit his brethren, the children of Israel. And seeing one of them suffer wrong, he defended and avenged him who was oppressed, and struck down the Egyptian. For he supposed that his brethren would have understood that God would deliver them by his hand, but they did not understand. And the next day he appeared to 2 of them as they were fighting, and tried to reconcile them, saying, Men, you are brethren, why do you wrong one another? But he who did his neighbor wrong pushed him away, saying, Who made you a ruler and a judge over us? Do you want to kill me as you did the Egyptian yesterday? Then at this saying Moses fled, and became a dweller in the land of Midian, where he had 2 sons. So that's where we'll finish this time. Stephen is acknowledging that the God of Abraham had the ability to know the future of his descendants to come, that they would be years in bondage, and also the providing of men he's highlighting here to redeem his people. First, Joseph redeems his father and the family into Egypt, and then Moses helping them get out of Egypt. But all are outside of this holy place, that the charge against Stephen is that he speaks against the holy place. But he's showing them in their history, their people started in other places. And the God of Israel is not slave to a place or even to time. He works in people's circumstances as they see it, his providence. Joseph's jealous brothers, his enslavement, being sold into slavery, his position that comes to him in Egypt, the famine itself, all are used by the hidden hand of God. Moses' birth time circumstances that place him in a position of being raised in the house of Pharaoh and being educated by the Egyptians. All of this is used by the hidden hand of God within God's time schedule. We notice that Moses here had supposed that he could be used earlier, but he had 40 more years of training and education coming to him in Midian. All of this outside of their holy place. From my Watchtower training, I would have to say both Joseph and Moses have problems connected to them. They would be considered by witnesses worldly. One of them is in a political position, Joseph, and the other has a worldly education, Moses. As far as our Watchtower theocratic thinking, both are disqualified for use by God. Neither of these things get in the way of God's providence, rather are used to facilitate God's redemptive intentions. I'm going to link to 2 videos about William Wilberforce. The first one is about providence, the hidden hand of God in shaping great Christians. And the second one, the conversion of William Wilberforce. Divine providence places the right man in the perfect place. Thanks for watching.